Hey, hi everyone. Today we'll discuss about web development. Being a fresher, being a college student, or being a person who just came out from the college, or someone who wants to start something to develop into a web development, right? Where we will be completely blank to know from where we should start. Okay, from which point we should start, what to learn, what to take, and then everything will be the completely blank, right, for us. So I thought today to start those series completely saying from the scratch for the person who don't know anything about the web development. I can say in the layman language. To start from that perspective, I've thought to create this video. Okay, so let's begin with that what is this web development. So first, before doing that, I'm Ujjwal Srivastava. Okay, I have been doing this web development from the more than 7 years in the IT industry. So let's begin with this first thing. So when I say what is the web development when it comes, right, so here is the same. What is the web development? So now as we gonna work with a computer system where we're gonna work uh, with some kind of a programming language, right? So programming language is of course which always means that it should link with the programming terminology, right? So now coming here, what is a web development? Okay, so it is a programming or a website development which help to display the content in browser. Now, if I say the term browser, it means it can be a Firefox, it can be a Chrome, it can be Internet Explorer, or any mobile browsers like UC browser, anything. When you search something in Google, right, you see lots of websites coming in front of you, right? You see many things, many contents over there. Maybe it's YouTube videos kind of stuff, or you can see the image blogs, or anything, everything. All those, if you are planning to display on a website or in a browser, you have to build a website which is completely right. It means it is a complete a content, correct? So to do that content or make that content to display on a browser, we do some kind of development, we do some kind of programming which we call as website development or a web development. Now, as I'm a fresher, as I'm a new completely into this field, as I'm completely unaware of this part, in that way, right, in that situation, in that terminology, from where should I start, right? There will be I'll be completely blank, right? So in that way, if I go right, we have a three basic things which we have to start from the scratch and go at least some level where we can say, okay, now I'm confident enough to do some development, right? Or I can do some basic things into this, right? So those things are HTML5, which is first. Okay, second is CSS or CSS3, which is a new version came in industry. We'll talk about all these things a little later. And the third is JavaScript. Okay, which few people have said it's JS, right? Because it's the extension of JavaScript files. So now we have three basic things which is required here for us to learn. So now here we have three things. Now from where should I start? So first thing, which is always important for us, is sketch point from where we should start from the zero level, right? When I say so from zero level, if we want to start, that will be HTML. Okay, so HTML5, which is a new version of course came. So HTML, from there we have to start this thing. Now, why we need all these three? So if I come in a single structure, right, when you see some website, you will be having a basic contents over there displaying these are the labels, these are the headings, or I can say this is something bold which is written over there, something small kind of paragraph if I use a simple English term. Okay, then you have an image, right, then you have a video over there. Here the thing comes for us is how we gonna display to the browser, right? Two, first thing is to display those contents like a simple label, a simple statement which you want to make a heading on a page. that alignment thing, right? Then something which you want to make a paragraph on a page, then something where you want to place the image. So these are the content part, right? To display the content, okay, just a plain content into your browser, you have to use HTML. Okay, now the second thing comes, which is CSS, CSS3. How you want to display that, right? Maybe you want some kind of a specific look, some kind of a specific color for your heading, some kind of a specific background for your content, a paragraph, some kind of complete placement, right? Placement when you call like, okay, let's align this content in the left side, let's align the image in the right side, give image some gap or some space from the heading and all those things. So alignment things, right? When it comes for the alignment, where to place the content on your website or in your web page, right? That comes under a CSS part. Now, what is JavaScript? Then it comes, right? So JavaScript is something where you do the action on page, right? So we have discussed completely, including like what content you want to display, that will come under HTML5, but how and what color, what locations on a website on the page you want to display, that will be coming using a CSS. And when it comes to the action it means it's self-explanatory, of course, but in this term, right, when you click on the page something, you have created some button imaging. Okay, let's say I have a button on a page. Okay, clicking on that, something should happen, right? Something should come, something should change, something should move, right? All those things we call it here as an action thing for a website development series or web development series. So that action, of course, comes under a JavaScript, right? So when you click on some button of your page, what should happen? That all those functionalities, all those process which happens in the background, and then you see something new on your page which is getting changed, it all comes under JavaScript sections, right? So here we have got all the basic ideas, like what is HTML, what is CSS3, what is JavaScript. Now if you ask me again, like from where we should start, if you are blank, we always start from HTML, from placing a content on a page and then giving the positions, are the colors, are the backgrounds, and then we will work on the action thing, right? Now the next, what are things exactly required to do all this web development? Nothing much. You don't need any big servers kind of stuff. If you have a little bit from the technical background, if I say the servers and all the stuff, you don't need anything else. What a basic requirement for it comes here is one plain text editor. It can be anything. If you have heard something like Notepad++, is that also okay? We have a Sublime as well, we have Visual Studio as well, we have many editors, right? Whatever editors you want. Editor, now it comes like, what is the editor term which I'm using again and again? So editor is something, a software, okay, where you do this programming language which give you a syntax information as well and hint of those programming terms, right? So we'll talk about more about all these things very later, but I wanna point it out here. Few basic things which we require here is something, a Sublime text, which we gonna use here in this tutorial completely series, and then we require a one browser. It can be a Firefox, it can be a Chrome as well. IE I will not suggest as of now because they have a different kind of I can say the structure which is needed, but of course we will go through that as well. We'll see that, but mostly we'll try to prefer a Chrome thing for our basic learning. Okay, you can use Firefox as well, that is also okay. Okay, third thing which I've mentioned in the list here is design of website, right? So let's say you have any specific idea of your design, right, how your website should look like. So if you have those things and you wanna do those design first into, I can say, a Paint, a Photoshop somewhere where you're gonna get a shot. Okay, let's place this content left, this image right, video on the bottom, everything. If you wanna have something rough estimation, something rough design, you can do all those things in Photoshop and then you can come up here. But as we are starting completely from a freshers, we don't need design as well as at this stage. Okay, so we will do this development starting from the scratch, and then we will keep on improving into each and every level. Okay, so next, as I mentioned, so starting from the scratch, what required it is HTML. Okay, and then we will go for a CSS3, and then we will come up again back to JavaScript, where we have discussed already that what is JavaScript, which is actions and all. We will go brief into that, but one by one steps. So this is where I am ending this video. Okay, thank you for listening me. If you like, if you feel it's all these are worthy, so please like, subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for listening.